spring clean and declutter. And the ultimate hack for achieving a beautifully organized space is labels. I wonder who's into labels. Shona's back with me, of course.
Hello.
We're going to talk about labels because you are the organization queen.
Yep.
You have them all, the whole segment. Go ahead. Yeah. The floor is open. Let's talk label makers.
Were we joking earlier? This is part of the Shonaverse.
This is like,
yeah. It is. Okay, so let's talk label makers. It's probably one of my more common questions is, well, what kind of label maker do you like? So we're getting into it.
Okay.
So there are basically 4 different kinds, and I'm going to go progressively modern, let's say, okay?
Yeah.
So a lot of people were going to recognize this type of a label maker. Some of you are going to think it looks like a weird contraption, and some people are going to go, oh, that's so vintage. Oh my God, that's so cool. So this was probably the start of label making.
Yeah.
And so it's totally analog. There's no power to it. The power is within your hand. There's no batteries, etc. It is fully functional on the dial. So the way this works, in case for those that don't know, is you just turn the dial to the letter that you want, you clamp it, and it embosses it into the tape.
Yeah.
So I've pre-done a few of them here. So you go through and spell or write or numbers or whatever it is that you'd want to label.
I definitely remember that machine.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
No spell check on this, so if you mess it up, you have to start again.
Yeah.
And then it takes...
Life was harder.
Yes. It puts out a label that, this isn't a real word, but it puts out a label that looks something along these lines.
Yeah.
And it's on like a rigid kind of plastic tape, which is sticky on the back. So it doesn't go on everything. Like, you're not going to label your kid's coat with this, for example. It wouldn't stick to that. But you can have fun. I think it's most applicable to in today's world in fun, creative ways. Like, you know, I just put happy birthday on this pre-made little cake mix. You might want to give it as a gift.
Yeah.
You could do crafts with it. You could frame a photo and then do a cute little vintage tape on the date or where it was taken, you know, things like that. So that's that. That's as basic as you get.
Okay, now the next one, we need a bit of power for this?
We need batteries for this
Batteries,
one.
okay.
So this one runs on 4 AA batteries. I had this version of this machine, was my first label maker, easily 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it still works. It runs on tape capsules that look like these. They come in all sorts of different colors and tapes and paper and glossy and clear and all the things, okay? And like I said, I've had this for a version for 20 years. It takes exactly these fills, and they're still making them, so I'm not really worried about that going away anytime soon. And it's runs by battery, so there is a screen. You can see what you're typing. Clearly, it's a keyboard, so you know,
It's like
write out what you want.
I loved my BlackBerry.
That's exactly what it's like. And it's pretty straightforward whenever you've done the word. It has different sizes. You can make the letters be bigger or smaller.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of characters in it, but it's a fairly straightforward thing. And so this is the label that kind of does everything. You press the side to cut it, and it looks like this. I think a lot of us are probably familiar with this type of label maker.
Yeah.
And you know, this is what you label everything. This is a little container with my elastics, etc., that I keep. So it's on a shelf, and I can see what it is.
Perfect.
That's very straightforward.
It's going to get the job done, and it's on battery power.
It is. Yeah.
So now we're going a little bit more high tech.
Yeah, we're gonna tech it up. Okay. And so this is actually the label maker.
Okay.
And it is so cute and so compact. I'll put it in my hand so you can kind of see it for size. It's just the size of your hand.
Right.
So I love how easy this would be to store somewhere and keep on hand. The power source is that it charges. So that's nice. You don't have to think about batteries and things like that. Now what this one does is it runs off of an app. This one's from a company called Nimbot.
Okay.
And so you download the app. It connected so easily.
Okay.
Because admittedly, sometimes that can be a bit of a finicky thing when you're setting up a device. Absolutely not with this. It was so easy to connect. I was really impressed, actually. And then in this, for this one, you're typing out whatever it is that you would like your label to be. So this is my flour container. So maybe you would want to type out your, oh, sorry, I just want to do that. You want to type out what the expiry date is, for example, on it.
If you're decanting things and you don't remember, it's a smart idea to do that.
Yeah, it had powered down, so that's why that one just didn't go, so I'll do it now.
Yeah.
And so you can do that with those labels. You can save them, so if you have a reoccurring thing, it saves in the app. You can pick different fonts, of course, different font sizes. And so it prints, as I just did there. This is little, because this is a little label, so I'll go really still here. And what I like about this one is it actually can do 2 lines.
Yeah, keep holding that.
What?
Oh, is it upside down?
Oh.
I couldn't see it, so
I know,
I couldn't
and I didn't
even
look at it
tell
after I
her.
ripped it off. And
Oh,
so you
there
see
you
homemade
go.
flour best before November 24. So, but these have all sorts of different, you just have, you know,
Yeah.
toss it on that.
Put it on there on
and
the
you would.
back.
Now, it comes in different colors and different lengths and different sizes and things like that.
It's never going to be bigger than this little tape.
That's right.
Okay,
Longer
'cause
and
that's
in
what comes
colors,
out.
but
Right.
never bigger. Yeah.
Okay.
So then we're going to go to this next guy.
That
Okay.
one looks so cool.
It is so pretty.
Oh, I love it.
So beyond it being like the cutest label maker that probably ever existed,
Yeah.
it is really, really great with its functionality. So what you can do with this label is much bigger labels.
Okay.
What you can do is all the different fonts. You can do images. You can do, it's basically like a word processing sheet.
Look at that.
Oh, I know.
You made a picture.
You're my people. Everybody went, whoa.
She made a picture.
So this one's cute. I'll just rip it off.
That's
And I just whipped it
cool.
up in a second. Very easy to use. Jensen's
Yeah.
Summer Kitchen unsweetened iced tea. So I'm going to do
I'm
this.
totally going to show
I'm
the
going to put it
Jensen's
on my
Summer
iced
Kitchen.
tea. Right?
Yes.
Okay. And last, the other thing I love, this is really great for small businesses. You can create all sorts of like QR codes and
Yes.
barcodes to label if you're an Etsy seller or something like that.
Okay.
And so, for example, it comes out looking like this, your own creation, whether you create it through the app or create it through other software.
Love that. So you see how that says shop the show? If you scan that QR code on your screen right now, it's going to lead you to these label makers and you can go shop them. Thank you for doing that for us. We didn't have to use the graphic. We just used show
Good. You got this.
Let's go to